Hey, 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 hey. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Oh my gosh, guys. I've had such a crazy month. Such a crazy month. And I wanted to hop on here and do a Flix and Comics live episode. Just kind of catching up with you guys. As you know, the last few weeks have been pretty chaotic. I've shared it on other streams. But basically, my storage building went up in flames, and I had stored my comic collectibles and video game consoles, a bunch of shoes, like you name it. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Like I want to say a little more than a third. So anywhere from like a third to half of what I had was ruined. It was water damaged. Nothing was burnt. It was just the sprinklers went off and destroyed a bunch of my cool shit. So yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell, guys. I was able to go check out, what I was able to salvage and bring back with me and just figure out what I was going to do with the stuff that was good. And I honestly, going there the way that they had described it and stuff, like I wasn't sure if I was going to see anything. Like I mean, I was ready to go and see that I had to just kind of throw a lot away, and I had mentally prepared for that. And so when I got there and saw how much was there, I was kind of surprised. And I can't say I was super thrilled either, but that's only because I had already kind of given up on it, right? So like it was such a weird mixture of emotions. Of course, on the one hand, I'm so happy that a lot of it was salvageable, but on the other hand, it was like, okay, what now? Like I don't live down here anymore. I don't live in Vegas. I moved up here to NorCal about oh 2 years, close to 2 years ago. And so it's been hard for me to be going back down and, making these trips out there. It's a lot of time, and I have to sell a bunch of things, so that's been going on this whole time too. I've been selling because I didn't want that storage anymore. I just wanted, I mean, I wish in a perfect world I would bring everything up here and, have it all with me, but it can't be that way because out here, rent is super expensive for a tiny little place. So I have a one bedroom apartment right now, and I'm making it work, and it's been good, but I've been having to sell, like I said, which is fine. I actually really enjoy selling as much as I enjoy buying. So it's been really fun for me in that regard. But it is a pain in the neck planning these trips out to Vegas to go pick up my stuff. So yeah, once they told me like, "Oh, all your stuff might be ruined," I was like, "Oh man, maybe this is a blessing in disguise, right?" And it's just this complicated feeling because, like, of course, I don't want my stuff to be ruined, right? Like, I enjoyed the time I had with those collectibles, but in being apart from my collection for so long, it was like, okay, well, you kind of have to let go of those attachments. So I was already kind of gradually mentally there, like, okay, if I have to let this go, I have to let it go. So seeing that like half of my stuff was still there, I was like, oh my God, I wasn't planning for this. Like, what do I do now? So I had to like really think quickly on my feet and like figure out what I was going to do with all that because I don't really have too many, resources out there. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to put whatever's left in a different storage because I can't lug everything out here. Like storage units out here are way more expensive. Um, so I was like, for now, I'm just gonna have to move because usually, like for the most part, my all my comics were saved. They were great. those plastic bins I keep them in were amazing. They held up, and I was so happy about that. Um, but yeah, I had a bunch of figures, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that I had stored in the cardboard boxes. And I was smart in packing. Thinking back, I was very smart in packing everything because I put all so it was by tier. So like the more expensive stuff that meant more to me is with me here. And then I also didn't have my entire collection in one place. I have 3 different places where I have things slash figures, collectibles, movies. And so, yes, it's complicated. And for a collector, like it's really annoying to have things in different places. But in the since I was away and for my situation, it made the most sense. And it's for safety. It's kind of like when you think about Harry Potter and the Horcruxes, how he like it's such a weird analogy, but Voldemort, how he like separates his soul into different items. It's kind of how you can think of my collection. There's some of it's at my mom's, some of it's here. I have a couple. I still have some things with my ex because he has like a huge ass house and multiple garages. So I was like, all right, he offered. So I do have some stuff there still, and we're in good terms, thankfully. And then I had my storage unit. So yeah, that was it's been this whole thing, guys. It's a crazy, but that's why I want to say maybe half of my collection ish when I'm talking comics was there. And yeah, man, a lot. I think I just lost one box, one short box. That's it. I mean, isn't that wild? That's crazy. I'm so happy about that. That's a success. And I guess I just wanted to tell you all who, maybe if you're new to collecting or if you've been collecting for years, it doesn't matter. This applies to everybody. Like, make sure you protect your collection any way you can, whether it be plastic bins, whether it be separating it in different places, because the separating thing really does help too, because, like, say you get robbed or something, like it's not your full collection that they're taking, right? So that's why I do that as well. But yeah, this is like a PSA to everybody. Just like protect your collection, get insured. I was insured as well, which is another thing I wanted to talk about, which I've kind of discussed it in the last stream. But yeah, it's really not that expensive to insure your things. I didn't have my comic collection individually like insured. It was the whole unit. My whole unit was insured. So I'm glad I did that. Um, I still haven't heard back from the insurance. I put in the claim and everything, and we should be hearing back after the holidays. So yeah, that's a little bit nerve wracking. I'm not gonna lie, because yeah, I lost about, like I said, anywhere from like a third to half. I can't really. That's how I can gauge it. A little less than half, I guess you could say, of that unit. But pretty much everything that I had stored in those brown, whatever was in the brown, what's it called, cardboard, was just wrecked. It was disgusting. It was some black mold. You name it. It was just crushed. Like, it's weird what water can do though. Like, it warps everything. It crushes somehow. Like, and then like most of my plastic bins were perfect. Like everything inside was perfect, and I was grateful for that. But there was one bin where the water went inside somehow, and it was just it was so disgusting. It was like each box I opened was some kind of like random lab experiment, and it was just gag worthy. It was nasty and smelled gross, and people at the storage unit were helping us, and they were, they had the hazmat suits and everything. Like, they went all out. It felt like an apocalyptic kind of situation, like post-apocalyptic. It was wild. Like, I don't know. I was like, is this real life right now? What am I dreaming? Is this an alternate reality? I want the world. I want the world to just pause and just so I could like just process everything, you know? Anyways, who do we got in the chat? Sorry, I have a lot inside right now. I just kind of went on this huge spiel, but I'm glad you guys are all here for it. Hey, Las Cruces, what's going on? He's saying, I saw your IG post. It could have been worse. It definitely could have been way worse. I'm so happy for those plastic bins, y'all. Like, please do yourself a favor and get those things. Let me show you real quick. Okay, these are the ones I'm talking about, guys. Please go get some of these. These are just magnificent. They're not that expensive. I think they're like 8 something. Just, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And I had originally got those because I just don't have the guns to be carrying a full long box. So, and I wanted something that looked cooler because, like, the thing I was doing with those was putting stickers all over on those, and that was always fun. But yeah, I just don't like the look of the cardboard ones to begin with. So that's why I ended up using those. Actually, I used to watch Captain Strange Life on YouTube, and he was the one where he was talking about those. He had like a ton of them, and he was just telling his audience like how much he recommended them. So that's kind of where I got it from. Shouts out to Captain Strange-Life. Hey Aaron. Yeah. Hopefully it is gonna be a happy one after all this. Oh God, it better be. It better be. Gomez, it's tough when ish happens. Yeah, oh my God, this last month, dude. Like, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm not grateful because I have my health, I have a roof over my head, I have a great job, and I have friends and family around me, great support system. So I don't want to sound like this little beast, just being all snobby, like, oh, poor you, you half of your collectibles were lost. It's like I know I realize and recognize the position I am in, and I'm grateful for that. To be even able to have all this stuff, right, is just awesome. So I don't want to sound like this like negative Nancy, and that's why I'm not completely down in the dumps, because I didn't always have all this stuff. Like I wasn't um always able to. So, like I know what it is to not have anything. And if you told me I had to get rid of all this for something else that was more important having to do with family or health or anything like that, I would get rid of it in a second and not bat an eye. And I think we should all just remember those things as well. But that being said, I am a collector. I am a collector. So, I'm keeping it real, keeping it real. Uh, all right. Where are we? So glad you're live. Was thinking of turning off the TV and going to bed. You could go to bed. It's all good. We could talk later about this. You don't have to watch this. But since you're here, before you go to sleep, I was gonna make this live just me kind of celebrating some of the stuff I salvaged and brought back. I have a ton more stuff again in my new storage that's like much smaller, which is nice because it's even cheaper than before. But I did bring some stuff back with me because I'm just like, I cannot afford to leave this stuff anymore. I just need it with me now. But one of the things I was very happy to see survived, Carlito, is Tenet, my freaking steelbook that you got me. Thank you so much, Carlito. I'm so happy that this made it out alive. Um, if you guys don't know, he gifted this to me a couple years ago and I did a live unboxing of it. Um, yeah, so it's awesome and I hold this close to my heart because we are both Nolan fans and, this is a special item. This is what I'm talking about. This needs to be here with me. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so happy that it's here with me now. Yep, not all was lost. Not all was lost. But again, even if it was, it's like, you know what? It's all materialistic things. It is what it is. Let me open this. Let me crack this up. Cheers. Cheers to that. Gomez says, Cali is not an easy life. The struggle can be real at times. Dude, NorCal is so freaking expensive. It's like, it's ridiculous how much more expensive than Vegas it is. That's for sure. Yeah, it was like verbal vomit. I just had to go. I had to go for it. Las Cruces is asking how Benji is. It's funny that you ask because he's being a little bit of a weirdo right now. Not a weirdo, but he's been sick. He was sick. Oof, like right. Oh God, it's been so complicated. But so I went to go check out my storage and see how everything was doing. And on the way back, I brought him from my ex's. I picked him up and he wasn't doing so great. Like he had a little bit of a tummy ache and he's had a history of um, just sensitive stomach slash food allergies. So yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle those couple days and his stomach was all out of whack. But then I spent the holiday with my mom down in SoCal, and he seemed to be feeling a lot better. But right now we're back in NorCal, and I think it's just been like the constant travel too. But he's um, he's been acting a little strange today. I will say he's not sick, but I think he's just feeling just like out of place. Like he's not sure what's going on, which I don't blame him because, like I said, it's been a lot of travel. I'm feeling that way. Like I'm feeling like I don't know where I belong. Oh man, maybe he's just feeling what I'm feeling. That's probably what it is. There is an alternate universe where your storage never catches fire. You still enjoy that collection. Yeah. Oh my god. There's an alternate. That's so funny, dude. I was just telling my mom that I was like, there's an alternate reality where I'm still living in Vegas too, and I ended up getting married with kids at this point. Like, how weird is that? It's true. It's kind of creepy to think about, though. Hey, Russ, what's going on? Oh man, good God. I just want this year to end. I mean, I'm sorry. I need it to be 2024 like yesterday cuz it's just been killer and not in a good way. Jojo, you watch any good movies or TV lately? Um I watched Godzilla minus one. Probably talk about that on the real, but I thought okay, I thought it was slightly overrated, not in a bad way. It's a good movie, but I just didn't think it was like a 10 out of 10. And I was seeing that from a lot of people. But it was good. I still enjoyed it. I love me some Godzilla. So um I've been continuing with Walking Dead, which it's hit that slump. I heard that from a lot of people that it gets pretty bad. I definitely have seen the slump, but I'm still in it. I'm still pretty invested, and I respect the change. I respect what they're trying to do with the story because it definitely pivots. but I think it's in a, like, I could see the progression of it, and I could still see the, like, character arcs, and I understand that it's not as, interesting as before, but it kinda makes sense for what's going on and what's happening to them. But anyways, that's a very vague vague, review on my behalf, but you know what? We are just here to yeah, we're here to celebrate the things that I've salvaged, and I was gonna show some things off too now that they're here, but, um yeah, happy to hear that some of your collection's safe. I'm so happy. I am happy. Once I got everything situated and like everything, I knew where everything was going to be and was going to go, and it was all set. I'm still in the process of what's it called? Replacing all the bins because they're still kind of murky and gross. So I'm just like replacing all of those right now. But yeah, everything, all the contents inside are pristine and nice. So yeah, happy about that. Two Gun, what's up? What's the damage? Oh, it's about, I'd say a little less than half of my storage unit was, I don't know. I was saying that it looked like a lab experiment of some kind because like anything in those cardboard boxes was just gross, like moldy and like nasty. You know, like when you leave something in the fridge for too long and you forget about it and then you like start cleaning out the fridge and then you're like, oh my God, that's still in there and it's like growing shit. That's what it looked like in a lot of those boxes. I was like, wow, those do not look like shoes right now. Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But my comics are safe. I only had one short box that was destroyed. And then what else? Half of my VHS is gone, are gone. But I still have the good ones because I did put the better ones in plastic. So good on me for that. What else? A lot of my books were my Star Wars books. That one hurt. My star not comics, regular novels were messed up. Yeah, a lot of my shoes were messed up too. My video game consoles, I had like the old NES, two different Super NES. I have a PlayStation that made it out, but my Nintendo 64 died. A lot of my consoles died. Luckily I have my handheld ones here, so that's nice, but yeah, it was sad because I had the original NES and Super NES since I was a kid, so that was really hard to see. And yeah, I got some people saying like you can refurbish those, but I don't know. It was really hard for me to decide whether that's what I wanted to do or not because I was really low on time. They restricted us, like we couldn't just be there all day. So they restricted us, and I was low on space. And I only had my Jeep with me. We ended up renting a smaller U-Haul, but even so, it was like I had to I had to unfortunately make some cuts and also taking the time to refurbish those things. Like I think those that's something that I'll just wait if I do get hopefully if I get that insurance money, I can just replace those things. Um it's sad because I did have those since I was a kid, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think that my NES was already having some issues before that. So, ooh, hey Agu, what's up? Yes. Definitely cheers. I'll show you guys some stuff that made it out. Um, the good ones survived. I'm definitely gonna have a sell to. I don't know whether I'm gonna do it on here or on whatnot. I feel like I might just do it on here for whoever wants to kind of I'll have a little garage sale. Yeah, a Flix and Comics garage sale. How about that? That'd be fun. Little auction. Little auction action. Auction action. I like that. All right. All right. So I'm going to show you guys some movies that I was able to salvage. Okay, the one that I was really, really thinking about, besides Tenet, was this baby. This one's from overseas. This was like a special edition of Shaun of the Dead 4K. This one was like bothering me from back out. Like as soon as I found out about the fire, I was like, oh hell no, my Shaun of the Dead. Like there were certain items I was like that. This was one of them. And I love this edition because this one also went up in value, but and it's just really limited and it's like hard to this would be hard to replace if it was lost. But I love this movie. And yeah, one of my favorite steelbooks right here. And then it comes with a nice little I'm not going to go through every little thing, but it comes with like cool extras and stuff. So yeah. Yes, celebrate this. Now this is what I wanted to kind of just take in and be happy that it's here now. I have this unopened Logan Steelbook too. I think this one's limited too, but it has a little lenticular. So yeah, really happy that most of my physical media made it out. My Dread Steelbook. This was the first Steelbook I ever got, my Batman. It was like on sale for $7. I still remember that. And I was like complaining because it's like, but it's plain inside. This was when I wasn't sure about steelbooks. I was like, I don't know, man. It's really cool on the outside, but there's nothing in it. I was like, yeah, but you know, $7 Batman, couldn't say no, right? This was another one. Early steelbook pickup back in the day. Matrix. This was another one. I was like, oh hell no, that can't be ruined. Luckily, this made it out. I have since I have other sets, but this one I like because it's just nifty. Like I can tuck it away, like you know, if I want to take it on a trip or something, because I do that a lot of times. I'll just take movies to my mom's, and yeah, like this is very easy to just like take with you wherever you want. So yeah, it's not like the best collection set, but it's definitely one of my favorites. This one too, dude. So I'm kind of indifferent when it comes to the Hulk movies, but this set right here is just gorgeous. This is the one with Edward Norton, and then also the one with Eric Bana. So it has both of those movies in here. It's like an interesting little set. But they did such a good job with the design of this. But yeah, I would have been heartbroken if this thing was messed up. Look at that. I mean, come on. It's like the little comic book. Yeah, I was already mourning. I was already mourning for this. I was like, no. That has the nice little like slipcase cover. Come on. Anyway, yeah, that one would have hurt my soul. So happy that made it out. Carlito says definitely do it on YouTube. Yeah, I think I will. I was like flirting with the idea of doing Whatnot. And then I tried once and it was like a huge fail, but I also didn't like advertise it at all. I just kind of was experimenting to see what, you know, whatnot. And I was like, damn, you really have to have a following for this thing. And then no, it seems a lot more like a buyer's platform than a seller's, in my opinion, but it is what it is. So I'm pretty sure people are pretty successful with that. My Psycho set, I was also thinking about. I have another one that I've since bought from Arrow. I have the Arrow set now, but Again, this one's nice and small if I want to ever take it somewhere, just like the way I feel about this one. Just a lot more convenient if I don't want to fuck with the others, like, and mess them up, you know? This is like quick and yeah. And speaking of Psycho, I'm gonna watch finally watch the sequels because I've only seen the first one. And that's why I was heartbroken with this one because I was like, oh, I'm finally gonna like sit down and watch the sequels because I have that set. And I was literally gonna go before the fire, I was literally gonna go pick it up. And that all happened. But then the Arrow release came out, and I was like, oh, cool, I could just get the Arrow release instead. But turns out it did just fine. So now I have both. Yay. What else made it out? A lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff. I'm so happy. My Day of the Dead Divimax DVD. I love this one. It's a great release. Gotta have that Day of the Dead. And then also my Dawn of the Dead right here. This was the 4K. This one would have hurt my soul as well. Look at that. Pretty cool. So yeah, those are some that I was like, oh hell no, I'm gonna have to replace all that. Ah! But good thing I don't. I'm not on whatnot, so do it here. All right. You don't have to twist my arm. No, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll definitely do it here. Oh dang, that's a cool edition. I still need to watch that. Shaun of the Dead. Yes, please, please watch it. So good. If you like horror comedy. That's it. I have and love it. I gave away the Rob Zombie remakes though. Oh, the Halloween one. You know, I don't know how, like, I need to rewatch the Rob Zombie ones. It's been so long. I remember when I first watched them though, thinking like, I don't hate them, but I just felt like it was just an Elseworlds tale of Michael Myers, if that makes sense. So I respect them, but I don't love them. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, that Hulk set. Dude, I freaking love it. I love it. Love that set. The clear slip is awesome on the Hulk. Yeah. I love when they put like attention to detail like that, you know? The smallest little touches could really like sell me. I'm like super into that. Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. You inspired me to finally watch my Criterion edition of the others tonight. Ooh, what? That's so funny. I'm so jealous because I want that edition and I didn't get it. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm I've told myself I'm gonna try to pick things up secondhand lately when it comes to boutique labels and stuff like that. Um, I mean, if I can't resist, I can't resist. But even at half, I was like, damn, should I? I was kind of like, and then I told myself if I feel that like reluctance, then I'll wait. I'll only get them if I'm just like, I got to have it. And there's only certain titles that I really feel that way with. But yeah, I'm so jelly right now. That's cool. I got to pick that up at some point. You hated him? Which one? Oh, those Rob Zombie ones. Uh, I wasn't a fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween. Yeah, mm, I could see why. I mean, I can totally see why, but I don't know. I respect it. I respect it. Oh, I don't know if it's still available. I definitely pre-ordered. Love that film. I saw them well, I don't know if they'll still have it, but if you're talking about the others, I saw it at Best Buy. All right. So those are just some cool steel books that made it out. Where am I putting this? My sets, my box sets. The Universal Monsters made it out alive, thankfully. My Friday the 13th box set made it out alive. Um, I don't know where my replacement discs are though. So, that's gonna kill me. Um, I don't know. I don't know if those got lost because like there was such a mess that I had to go through. It was so irritating, but like I don't know if that accidentally got thrown out or not. But alls I know is that they're not in here and they might be at my mom's. I don't know. I have to see, but I have the movies, I have other sets, but you know, it's that little like annoyance that like that those discs are the back like something about like collectors that you're just so what's the word I'm looking for? Picky? I don't know. It just bugs me. It's like an OCD or something. What did I say? Russ validating Carlito on that. So I do have a newfound respect for Rob trying though. Yeah. Heard him on a podcast recently, and he reluctantly went into detail of how the studio just changed almost his whole vision. Kind of felt bad for him. You know, Carlito, that happens so freaking much. Even with what I do, like with sports and stuff, it's it's so um it's really actually kind of sad because like they hire you as a creative, but a lot of times, the higher ups and stuff, they always just want to have their say and they need to feel like, they have a part in it. And so it just happens so much in the industry. Like that's why I don't really like looking too far into like when it comes to movie news or like this person quit or whatever cuz we fully don't know the whole story a lot of the time. And to I don't like to assume anything. I don't like to say like, "Oh, this was poorly edited or this was, poorly directed." Because yeah, everyone has a boss, and sometimes you don't have that free reign and that's just the fact of the matter. It sucks. Um and you can't say anything either. So if they say something about, "Oh, well, I couldn't do this because this," look at Rob. He is coming out like what? How many years later? 13 years later or something like that? Finally saying something. I mean, he's been pretty vocal the past few years, but like in the when it happens, like if he were to say anything about bad about so and so or somebody making him do things, like he would be the one to look bad, you know? Or he would be looking unprofessional. Hey Perry, what is up? All right, back to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go into so yeah, a lot of the box sets were salvaged, thank God. Y'all, you don't know. I was like sweating over this. Oh, I was super happy to see these survived. I was thinking, I still have not found my Nightmare on Elm Street one. That one's missing. That one's like missing in action right now, which I'm really sad about because that one was my favorite one. I better freaking find it later. But I have my other ones. These are 3D little like 3D posters. Here's my alien one. This one actually lights up. I gotta replace the batteries though. But these are McFarlane. Yeah, by McFarlane. These are freaking awesome. These are McFarlane's pop culture masterworks. So got the alien one. The Jaws one. You gotta be careful with those. Friday the 13th. I think this one's my second favorite one. Look, you could like, looks like you could go into the freaking wilderness right there. Love it. So I think I'm gonna redo this area or maybe put some right here. I don't know. Would that look too busy? Here's a Rocky. Balanced up. I might sell this one. My Robocop one. And then Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'll probably save or sell this one too. A different set of Jaws. So yeah, I better find that Nightmare on Elm Street one though. That one, it bothers me that it's like MIA. Okay, I will. I will. Do it. Do it. Do it. Arsh says, "I really miss your previous place." You know what? I really miss it too. I'm not gonna lie. I loved living there. It was a nice little townhouse. Yeah, townhouse. Um, I had all the space in the world, which is bad because it's put me in this predicament now. But yeah, yeah. But you know what? Change is good too. And yeah, not all change is easy either. So just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. If it's feels uncomfortable, then you're really testing yourself, and that's a good thing in the long run. I moved from Vegas because I was starting to feel way too comfortable there, and um, that's a good thing for some people. It's okay to feel comfortable and love it and continue feeling comfortable, but I don't know. I'm just somebody that likes to challenge myself and continue to evolve, and I had been there for 8 years already, and I just felt like I need a change. And it hasn't been easy here at all, but you know, got to keep on going and keep on testing myself and adjusting and learning and living. In the immortal words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Make your dreams exactly. I mean, me and Shia are just like we get each other. Agu says, Flix, you hit up thrift shops or offer up in your area to hunt and look for stuff, have some cyber. Yeah, I have. It's actually better to do it here than Vegas. I will say that. I loved Vegas, but it really wasn't the best for that stuff, like secondhand market. That's why I've kind of changed my mindset here into looking more into secondhand stuff because it's just so much more accessible. Um, And I remember back in the day watching Golden State, King of the Golden State, if you guys know James, he would score some killer hauls from up here in East Bay. And I was always so like, damn, I wish Vegas was like that. And don't get me wrong, Vegas has some good little spots too. I have some good little honey holes down there. But since it's such a like it I think of it a lot as like an island when it comes to collectibles. And once you search certain areas and stuff, it's like, okay, there's not a lot of like turnover or turnaround, whatever you want to call it, as much as other areas, at least. So out here though, it's like, dang, man, like I go to these secondhand shops and it's like, oh my god, like I've picked up some really cool I haven't even shared them yet, but I picked up some really cool editions of movies that they're things that you can't find at like freaking Walmart or Target or Best Buy, what have you, you know? They're just not they're non-existent in our current like marketplace. Like, not you could probably find some stuff on eBay. But then eBay, it's been crazy buying off eBay too because it's like the taxes are so high. So, yeah, I've been doing the secondhand route out here, and it's been awesome. It's been really fun too. And yeah, I've looked at Craigslist, I've looked at OfferUp, and this is a great area to do that stuff for sure. Change builds character. Definitely, definitely. And yeah, like I said, it's not always fun. Definitely not always fun. I've struggled a lot up here in a lot of different ways. But I make it work. Make it work. And by struggle, obviously, like I go back to what I said before. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm not trying to like complain about that. It's just inner inner things that I've been working on and stuff, interpersonal things um that make it not easy. Not so much everything around me. Yes. I found it easier to shop than sell in Seattle area. Oh, that's the problem though, right? Yeah, and that's the thing here too. I have to calm down. You know my situation. So Carlito says, "You're a kindred spirit, Jojo. In 22 years, I moved 12 times, and the longest I stayed in one place was 5 years. Once I hit 40, though, now I feel like I can finally slow down a bit. And each person's path is different. And some people stay in one place for their whole lives. And if they're content and happy to do so, then who are we to say anything about that? But I know what I like and what I'm about. I've also moved probably close to 12 times as well. Um, I've been up and down Cali, Vegas, mostly West Coast, but yeah, it's funny. Like any like new people I meet, they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like, that's a good question. Because kind of from everywhere, to be honest. Like that's why I have a hard time choosing teams and stuff. Also, because I work in sports, so it doesn't really behoove me to have a favorite team, but I kind of do. Like Raiders, I like the Raiders. I like I used to default root for the Lakers, but now that I'm up here, like it's really easy to just root for the Warriors and stuff. So and then I work the Niner games, so of course I'm like rooting for them too. But I can share my love to all these different sports, right? Like it's okay. Or all these different teams. I mean, I'm not a hater. Word, I've been in my house since 2014. I wanted to move, but I'm close to paying off my mortgage. So I figured I'd just stay. Hey, that's amazing too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I had like a house to call home? Especially now that I'm getting older, kind of like Carlito, what you're saying, where it's like, I'm 36 right now, and I'm like, man, it'd be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice to have that, but I've been such a like nomad for most of my life. So, yeah, you know, different walks of life. It is what it is. And lawyers. Oh yeah, lawyers. Even though I'm working for the Giants, but yeah, I like lawyers too. Mm. Good choice, Barry. Payoff. Yeah, absolutely. If yeah, it also it's situational too. Whatever is making sense for you. Like some people are like, why were you in Vegas for so long? Why did you even go to Vegas? Some people kind of look down on that. And I'm like, Are you kidding me? I saved most of my life savings is because I moved to Vegas because it's so cheap. Like it's such a smart living out there that um it makes sense. It just makes sense, you know. Certain decisions may not make sense to other people, but you know your situation and you know other people shouldn't be talking. Shouldn't be talking. Yeah, property values have gone up crazy. Yeah, I think I'm priced out right now. I don't know. I also don't have kids. It makes sense if you have kids. Again, situational. For me, it doesn't really make sense to buy a house right now, but I don't know. I don't know. It would be nice though. You know what I'm saying? 26 could if you stayed in Vegas, you could have rooted for my bro's favorite. Oh shoot, the A's. They're going to Vegas. I was joking with my friend. She's like, "Oh, you should come back now because we're getting the A's." I was like, "Don't tempt me. If I go back to Vegas, it'll be to work for the Raiders." Because I used to work Raider games, but that's with NFL Films. I work for NFL Films on the side, so I was working out there that's how I became a Raiders fan because I was working those games, and so I just stayed loyal. And then I started working for the Niners games out here, and then I'm just like, oh, it's so easy to cheer for the Niners too, though. It's so hard to be a Raiders fan. Although they've had some good wins lately. Had some good wins. So, all right, let me continue here. I have a few more things I kind of wanted to share. Bigger things that made it. This one still, you could see how it's a little bit, it got a little dirty. I was able to clean it up though. But yeah, Jason, final chapter goodness. So these types of things I would generally keep in box. For those who've been following me a long time, you guys know when it comes to like common pops, I love taking those out because I think the boxes look terrible, aesthetically speaking. But I'll keep like the more valuable ones in box. I don't think that makes sense to me. But yeah, things like NECA, I tend to keep in box though too, because they're just the packaging's so beautiful. And I take that into account as well. But yeah. So that one just had to be cleaned. And then this one, guys, you guys will probably remember this. Chucky, my good guy doll. So this one was actually signed um, by Alex Vincent, who played Andy. So yeah, this is not like the super expensive Chucky doll. This one's the one from Spirit, which I actually think's pretty decent for the price. But yeah, this was also just like I had to clean it up. It had some stuff on bottom, but I cleaned that all out and it's looking good again. It got a little screwed up right here. You can't really tell though. The plastic's kind of coming off now, but it weathered the storm, which is all I could ask for. A signed Jason mask. Was happy to see this. Although I think I'm going to sell this one. I got this from a mystery box. This one was signed by Ari Lehman, I want to say. Lehman. Is that right? Why does that sound wrong? It's the first Jason. Jason Friday. Let me check myself. I think it's Ari Lehman. Lehman. Mm, 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 mm. I don't see it. Ari? Yeah. Yeah. It is Layman. Layman. I don't know why I was struggling with his last name. But yeah, probably will sell this one. Only because I like having signatures of people that I've met. Um, so this one's a little bit more plastic too. It's not like the heavy duty ones that you see. But I like the blood. I like the blood on it. Pretty cool. And then this I took out of the box because the box was messed up. But cute little Chucky pop. This is the bigger 10-inch figure. Oh, I was happy to see this one too. Reanimator. NECA. A lot of my Godzilla survived too. And then as for comics, like I said, the majority of my comics are fine. But those are stored away. The single floppies are stored. A lot of my omnibus are sadly RIP dead. But I did manage to save this one. Animal Man. I haven't read this one, so kind of nice to have it with me. You guys might remember this book, Basil Gogos. This is a horror artist that I actually learned about this guy while we were doing a live one day, and I was like so enamored because I just love. He did a lot of like the famous monsters magazines. Just awesome, and it's signed by him too. And then this is the other omnibus that made it out. Gail Simone. So those are some nice saves, guys. Some nice saves. I just kind of chose some to highlight, but several made it out. Again, like Las Cruces said earlier, it could have been way worse. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful considering the tragedy that befell the storage unit, the Flix and Comix storage unit, just gotta be grateful that it I had all my important things with me. I think about the people that had all their important stuff in those storage units though. Like that sucks. And then you can't see your stuff. Like you had to make an appointment to schedule for a later time, a later date. You can't just willy-nilly walk in like you used to because of like the hazards, the toxins and stuff. So I just feel bad for those people because it's like, damn, I can't even imagine the predicament that the whole situation put them in. And then, oh, there was the guy next to me that had the storage next to me. I didn't see him at all, but one of the trips down that I made before the fire, I had met the guy next to me and he had a full-on comic collection. And I was just like enamored by it. And we were talking and stuff, and he was we were just eyeing each other's collections because it's like, oh, you collect figures and comics? I was like, yeah, like damn, look at your collection though. And he had a ton of short boxes and they were all in freaking cardboard, all of them. So I hope to God that he got out of there before the fire. I hope for whatever reason he had to take his stuff before, because that sucks, man. That sucks. And somebody commented, who was it? Somebody commented on my Instagram. I put an Instagram post up of, some of the photos. Um I should have downloaded them. Sorry, guys. I wasn't thinking. I guess I could just quickly download to show you guys. Ugh, I don't know if I want to do that. There's too many to go through. Ugh. Should I? I'll just show you guys very quickly, but here's one of my pairs of shoes. This I didn't post, but uh, oh my god. It's like not orienting right. Ah! There you go. That's what the majority of my shoes looked like. Um, I showed you guys some of my Jordans. Here are some of my other Jordans. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it right. Probably not. But there's like nasty stuff on it, like mold. Look at how squished this box is. Like several of the cardboard boxes, it's like somebody stomped on them. I had to let go of my big Vader. I had like a Vader statue thing because there was like black mold all over the neck and stuff. Some of that stuff just wasn't worth taking because it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna like resell this at some point, like it's not gonna make sense. I have to like dedicate time to cleaning it off and stuff, and then storing it where where am I gonna store it? And then I was limited on time, so I had to like leave a lot too, which sucked. But again, hopefully the insurance comes through for me. But I don't know if you can. This is my some of my VHS that didn't make it. That's Raging Bull right there. But you could kind of see it on the corners. There's like all this black stuff on it. It's just nasty. Like, look at this. That's what the boxes had on it. It's just so gross. Anything inside of those cardboard boxes was like, ew. Oh, this was what I was really sad about too. Let me see if I have a better picture of it. I had this huge portrait of Heath Ledger Joker that my mom got me for my birthday. That thing was huge too. And it looks fine from this picture, but when you look up close, like the back, there's like black mold all over the back. And that shit is hard to get out of, especially with like canvas. And then my posters all messed up. Luckily, I have my more expensive posters here, but these were like my cute little, like cheaper one sheets. But that was the only comic box that got messed up. And I had a bunch of figures that were messed up. Mm, you can see that's how they were all dressed up. Like, dang. And you can see the water all over the top of the box. Just a bunch of water damage. Don't worry, that's not the comic. It's just like a wall hang that I had just off looked up. Anyway, yeah, just nasty. Anyways, but like I said, honestly, not the best case scenario, but also not the worst case scenario. Let's see. RIP. Definitely nice saves. Yeah. Let's see. Do you have to wear a hazmat suit? Okay, so they made us stay outside, but they wore them going in because they brought everything out for us, which was cool. But even then, like you could still kind of smell the funkiness. So we had masks on and stuff. But yeah. Hey, what's up, GPAP? Hope all is good. Santa was nice to you. And oh man. I'm not gonna complain. My actual Christmas and family time was really great. And I'm grateful to have a nice support system around me. Um, but I don't know if you saw the rest of the episode, but my storage unit got there was a fire in the actual like building third floor. My storage unit was first floor, but there was still water damage because of the sprinklers. So I want to say a little less than half of my the contents in my storage. I'm not going to say my full collection because that's not my full collection, but um like a little less than half of everything I had in there was in cardboard boxes, and all that stuff got messed up. Luckily, all my most of my comics, like 90% of my comics, were in plastic totes. So all that stuff is perfectly fine, thankfully. I just have to replace bins because they're still kind of like grimy from being in there, but I was very lucky in that sense. Most of my better figures are safe and okay, but um, I did lose a lot of figures. I lost a lot of shoes. I lost a lot of like miscellaneous stuff. But that's how I, like I said earlier, that's how I kind of like categorized it in packing everything up when I left Vegas. I took like the more important things with me, so those a lot of that stuff's here. But and then yeah, like the more valuable things were in plastic, and then some of the just like things around the house, maybe like sweatshirts and stuff, clothes, random clothes. Um, I did lose my game consoles though, which was sad because those I've had since I was a kid, but um replaceable, replaceable, which is fine. And hopefully I get that insurance money. uh got insurance on that. Rough black mold is killer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was nasty. It was really gross. Hopefully you didn't have any of those classic horror mags in there. I didn't see them in there. I think they're in I think they're at my mom's. So I think they're safe, but yeah, I would have seen them for sure. If you itemize you person da, 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 da. Wonder if the storage locker had some insurance coverage on it. Miss YouTube, glad to see you. Yeah, YouTube, YouTube's a different place lately. It definitely is. But yeah, it's good to see you too. Oh man, it's just evolved. This whole thing, like I feel like I'm in my own little bubble, whereas before it was nice. Like I feel like there was much more of like a community, you know what I mean? Like everyone kind of knew each other. It was a smaller little group of YouTubers, but now I feel like it's expanded so much, and it's not a bad it's a good thing, but I do kind of miss, the I guess the interaction was different back then. But I love, the community I'm building here with like you guys and stuff. It's really nice. And it's been cool because like I said, I moved here 2 years ago now, and I work from home, so it's hard to put myself out there sometimes to make friends when you're in your mid-30s is different. So, it's really nice to kinda just if I feel like socializing, I just hop on here and, talk to you guys, and you guys are always willing to have these nerdy conversations with me, which is another thing that I don't get from, like, IRL, you know? So, it's really cool to have you guys. I would hope, they had an umbrella or catastrophic coverage, but I don't know if it's required there. I don't know well, what are you guys talking about? Let's see. I don't know. I'm all lost. Best thing, about retro consoles. So, yeah, we'll see if I gave them away. I honestly, because I didn't really have the time to kind of figure it out, and I had too much that I was managing at the time, and I was like, "You know what?" And he he does those things. He like um takes old things and kind of refurbishes things. So hopefully he can get that done. Mid-30s. I thought you're like 22. I mean, did I say mid-30s? Oh, I meant my mid-20s. Rona made things weird to mingle. It yeah, well, I've always just been awkward myself in general, but yes, Rona exacerbated everything when it came to that. And I still kind of feel like I'm in my own personal pandemic. That's probably terrible to say, but in the social aspect, just because, yeah, the work from home, it really does feel like I don't know, I'm on lockdown again sometimes. Um, oh, for real, at 43, YouTube is my only social interaction. I ain't going outside. I ain't going outside. Oh, that's funny. My dog makes me go outside, thankfully. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. You guys want to say hi? Come on, Lynch. Oh, he was a little sick earlier this week, but he's doing much better. Huh, Bench? But yeah, he makes me go outside. And now that he's an older senior dog, he's got to go pee like so much more than he used to now because his bladder is just not it's not working like it used to. Don't mind us nerds, just insurance. Oh, okay. I'll see my way out. Just uh Heidi edits videos, media for a living. She has the filter game down. What filter? Oh, uh, he does. It's actually a sweater. Okay, he has his little leash thing on, so he's probably uncomfortable. But my ex bought him a little sweater, and he like looks so spiffy in it. It's cute, huh? He needs a haircut. Okay, you good? You good? He does walk a lot. He does. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. Yeah, I think the outcome was good for this whole catastrophe that happened. And I'm in good spirits, honestly. Like I said, this stream was to celebrate what I do have, and that's not just about material things in my collection or whatnot, but it's about, like I said before, my health, roof over my head, family, friends, you guys, the channel, you know, everything. I'm grateful for it. 2023 was a struggle bus for me, but but I learned a lot from it, and yeah, I can't complain. I really can't. I can't. I mean, I can, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. But yes, cheers to 2024, baby. It's going to be great for all of us. And I'm looking forward to the new content. I'm going to continue doing these live shows. Going to continue, hopefully, reading more comics because that's what's been lacking, I should say. I just have, with all this stuff going on, I just haven't had the time. But I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna get back on it. I started already, but then all this stuff happened. Set me back again. But you know what? Setbacks are just a part of life, guys. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. Is that it? That's a phrase, right? Keep on keeping on. Anyways, yes. So I'm gonna go have some pizza, and I will catch you all probably on Sunday. I'll probably do a live on Sunday. So I don't know what it's gonna be yet. Maybe an on the real. I don't know, but join if you want to. Hit this little like button that you see. The thumbs up. Yeah, that'll help me a lot. Thank you. All right, all right. And yes, once I get that payment. Oh, best believe I'm gonna be buying some movies. Gonna be replacing some stuff. Heck yeah. And then that'll be more content for everyone, which is great. Comeback is always bigger than the setback. Faux show. Hey, thank you, Unlimited Production. I appreciate it. But yeah, you guys have a great weekend. And like I said, I'll see you all on Sunday. And I will be planning an auction at some point. You guys said I should do it here. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. All right. Peace, y'all.